A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant escalation of trade tensions, President Donald Trump's punitive 50% tariff on nearly all goods imported from India has officially taken effect, marking one of the steepest tariff regimes in recent history. This move comes as a response to India's purchase of Russian oil, which has drawn ire from the U.S. administration, leading to a 25% penalty on these transactions. As the world's two largest democracies and strategic partners grapple with this new reality, the implications for India, one of the fastest-growing economies, are dire. The tariff impacts a wide range of products, including garments, gems, footwear, and chemicals, threatening the livelihoods of thousands of small exporters, particularly in Prime Minister Narendra Modi's home state of Gujarat. The timing of this tariff is particularly troubling as it jeopardizes Modi's aspirations to transform India into a major manufacturing hub, a goal he has often touted in his partnership with Trump. The high tariff rates could severely undermine India's competitiveness against rivals like China and Vietnam, further complicating trade relations at a time when the U.S. is focused on countering China's influence in the Asia-Pacific region. In a bid to mitigate the fallout, Indian officials have indicated that affected exporters will receive financial assistance and be encouraged to seek new markets, such as China, Latin America, and the Middle East. However, the Indian government has been vocal in its criticism of the tariff, labeling it unfair and unfortunate. The Ministry of External Affairs has stated that it will take all necessary steps to protect national interests, emphasizing that India's oil purchases are driven by market needs and the energy requirements of its 1.4 billion citizens. In light of these developments, India and Russia have committed to increasing their annual trade to $100 billion over the next 5 years, further complicating the U.S.-India relationship. The fallout from this tariff is already being felt, with trade talks breaking down after 5 rounds of negotiations, primarily due to India's refusal to open its agricultural and dairy sectors to U.S. imports and its continued oil purchases from Russia. The U.S. has expressed concerns that India's oil imports are funding Moscow's war in Ukraine, intensifying the rhetoric between the two nations. In a recent social media post, Trump referred to India and Russia as dead economies, further straining diplomatic ties. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection has offered a temporary exemption for certain Indian goods, allowing them to enter at lower tariff rates before the deadline. However, this reprieve may not be enough to stave off the economic repercussions of the new tariff regime. Former Indian trade officials warned that the tariffs could decimate India's established presence in the U.S. market and lead to significant job losses in export-driven sectors. Modi's government is now under pressure to respond decisively, with promises of tax cuts and a renewed focus on domestic self-reliance. In recent public addresses, Modi has urged citizens to support local industries and emphasized the need for India to rise above economic challenges. The Prime Minister's push for a Swadeshi, or Made in India campaign aims to bolster local manufacturing and consumption, although achieving these goals may prove difficult amidst the current economic climate. Analysts suggest that Modi's proposed tax reforms, including a simplification of the Goods and Services Tax (GST), could provide some relief and stimulate consumption, which is vital for India's economic recovery. With private consumption accounting for nearly 60% of India's GDP, the government's fiscal stimulus measures are seen as crucial in navigating the challenges posed by the tariff and the broader geopolitical landscape. As India seeks to mend ties with China and strengthen its position within the BRICS bloc, the implications of Trump's tariffs will likely reverberate for years to come, reshaping the dynamics of international trade and diplomacy in the region. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.